Good morning. So we are going to correct the list of review to the test. Okay? So if the area of one little square is 1 centimeter square, determine in the notebook the area from the pictures below. So look, this yellow square has area 1. So I need to count how many squares I have. Yes, 2, 4, 4, 5, 2 half, it's like the same as 1. So 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 2 halves is the same as 1, 18, 20. So this one has 20 centimeters square. And this one, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 90, 20, 21 centimeters square. Take a look that those who is a triangle, which is a triangle, it's half of a square. Okay, so 2 halves is the same as 1 total square, right? So let's go down. The question number 2 is to transform 5 centimeters square in decimeters square. So first of all, for I do this activity, I need to remember how is the table of area. So I have kilometer square, hectometer square, decameter square, meter square, decimeter square, centimeter square, and millimeter square. And I need to remember that as I am talking about a 2-dimension, I have to put in each house 2 digits. So I have 5 meters square and I want to go to decimeter square to transform. So I complete with 2 zeros. Then it's here 500 decimeter square. Now I have 17 kilometers square and I want to change for decameter, right? So I need to complete with 2 zeros in the hectometer and 2 zeros in the decameter, right? Then I have 107,000 decameter square. Then I have 18.36 decameter square in meter square. So we need to pay attention that this 18 is in the house of decameter, so it's over here. The comma comes here because it marks where the decameters finish, right? And when I want to move on to meters square house, I erase this comma, and it's like this comma come to here at the end of meter square, but after the comma there is no number, so it's the same as 0. Then I don't need to let the comma there, right? So we erase the comma and we move on to the next one. So we have 8.37 decimeter square. So 8 is here in decimeter, 37 is in centimeter. But I want to go to millimeter square. So I complete with 2 zeros. Yeah, pay attention that I had a comma here and I erased again because I walked through until the millimeter square. Then 0.013 decameter square in decimeter square. So again, 0 is over here, comma, 0, 1, 3. And I want to go to decimeter square. So I complete with 1 0 here, and I'm going to erase this comma. But what happens? 0, 0, 1, 130 is the same as totally 130 decimeter square. And finally we have 3.1416 meter square. So this means that 3.1416 meter square to centimeter square. So it's just I come here and erase this comma. right? And then it's here the answer. So let's move on to the next exercise. There is the same way. So I need to do again the table, okay? But in this case, I'm changing for different bases. So kilometer square, hectometer square, decameter square, meter square, decimeter square, centimeter square, and millimeter square. Let's do in blue. So I want to change 520 decimeter square, so this means that 20 is here, 5 here, to meter square. So I simply put a comma here to show that now I am in the meter square house. Okay? Then 500 decameter square. So 500 decameter square in kilometer square. So I complete here with a 0 and 0 here. Then I have this one. Okay, why didn't you put 0.0500? Because it's the same as 0.05, okay? Then 2.14 kilometer square, so it's 2.14 meter square in decameter. So I go to the left, right? And what do I must do? I must erase the old comma. Then 0.036 millimeter square. So what does that mean? That means that I am here and all these digits are over the millimeter square. Oh, is it possible? Yes, because it's like this is in another unit smaller than millimeter square, okay? And I want to change for centimeter square. So I need to put 0 and 0 here. Let me do it better. Look, we have 0 point and the 0.36 is over here. So if I arrive in centimeter square, I complete with 1 0, right? And then one more 0, and then the last comma goes away. So I finally have the answer. Then I have 100.4 meters square. So 100.4 for hectometer square. So I must erase the comma here. I must full until I get to hectometers house, okay, as it is over here. And then the last one from this activity, 6.8 centimeters square. So 6.8. Look that I am in the house of centimeter, okay? Now I want to go to the meter square. So I need to complete a 0, 0, 0, then comma here. And what do? I erase here, right? Then I have the answer. So let's move on to the other activity. This activity is the same way, but it has the difficulty of we must first of all change these numbers to a decimal number. So how do I do this division? 1 is smaller than 4, so I will have a unit smaller than 1, so I put 0 here and 0 here. 10 divided by 4 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. It lasts 2. I want to continue my calculation, so I put a 0 here. 20 divided by 4 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. For 20 it lasts nothing. So I have 0.25 decimeter square. Letter B, I have 1 over 2. So I have to do this division. I put a 0 because it will be less than 1 unit, and I do 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. For 10 less nothing. So this is half kilometer square. Then we do letter C. It's 1 and 3 over 4. How do I change this for a fraction? 4 times 1 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7 over 4. Now I do 7 divided by 4. It's 1. 1 times 4 is 4. 4, 7 less 3. I put a comma and a 0. 30 divided by 4. It's 7. 7 times 4 is 20. 30 times 28, it less 2. And I put a 0 and I continue my calculation. And I have 5 and it less nothing. Okay? And then letter D. Letter D is 6 divided by 5. 6 divided by 5 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. 6 minus 5 is 1. I put a comma 0. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 2 times 5 is 5. 10 minus 10 is less 0. So now I have finally all the numbers in their respective decimal representations, and they want in the activity that I change everything for meter square. So I'll put here kilometer square again, hectometer square, decameter square, meter square, decimeter square, centimeter square, and millimeter square. So the first one, letter A, I have 0.25 decimeter square. Then 0.25 decimeter square. For I change for meter, I do like this, and I erase the old comma. So I have 0.0025 meters square. Okay? In letter B, I have 0.5 kilometers square. So I'm going to erase here, for I have space. So I'll change from 0.5 kilometers square until meter square. So I fill each one with a 0, and I erase this 0 and comma here. So it's the same as 500,000 meters square, right? Let's move on. Now in letter C, I want to change 1.75 decameter square. So it's 1.75 decameter square into meter square. So I erase this here and select the comma come here. So it's 175. And then finally the last one from this activity, I change 1.2 hectometer square for a meter square. Okay? And then I erase the comma here. Alright? So I have 12,000 meters square. Let's move on to the number 5. Number 5 is the same, but the difference now is that I am with additions, that the extension is not the same, so I have to transform everybody to meter square, for then I do the addition. Okay, so again, kilometer square, the hectometer square, decameter square, meter square, decimeter square, centimeter square, and millimeter square. Okay, let's change everybody. So first of all, 6.4 decameter square, and I will change for meter square. I made a mistake here, sorry, it's just 1 0. So it's the same as 640 plus 0.35, 0.35. Okay, I erase this one, and then I have 3,500. And if you add both, you are going to have 4,140. meters square, right? Now let's do the letter B. I have 64 meters square, so I repeat again, plus 48 meters square. But I need to pay attention that I have a division here, right? I have 84 meters square divided by 25. So this is not going to be an exact calculation. It's 1 times 25 is 25, here 2 less 23, put a comma and a 0. 230 divided by 25, so let's think. If I have 25 times 4, it's 100. So 200 is 8 times 25. 8 times 25, it's 200. Plus 1, it's 9. 9 times 25 is 225. And it's less 5. I'm gonna continue the calculation. 50 divided by 25 is 2. And it lasts nothing. So plus 1.92 meters square, it will be 6592 meters square, right? Then we have letter C, which gives me two fractions. So 3 over 4, 0, 7, 5. It's 0.75. Decimeter square. So let's change directly for meter square. 0.75 decimeter square. Before I go to meter square, I do like this, right? So I have 0.0075 minus 3 divided by 5. Let's do here this division to see how much is this. So 3 divided by 5 is not possible. 30 divided by 6 is 5, it less nothing. Okay? Yes and no. So 0.0075 minus 0.5. And how do I do this calculation? 0, it's not possible to take out 5. It asks land. Doesn't have to land. It asks land to the right one. Doesn't have. No, it has. This becomes 6. This becomes 9. This becomes 9. 0 minus 9 times 5 is 4. 9, 6, 5. Okay? Then let's move on. We have 0.45 hectometer square. So 0.45 hectometer square. For a change from meter square is like this, and I erase this 0 and this comma. So I have 4,500 meters square plus 0.316 decameter square. So I have this, right? So it's 31.6 meters square. And I have to erase the last one here. Then I have 4,531.6 meters square. Let's move on. Now I want to do 1/8 of 0.64. So this is the same as 0.64 divided by 8. How do I do this calculation? Multiply by 100 over and down. Then I have this calculation. So if I simplify by 2, I get this fraction. Simplifying by 2 again, I have this one, and simplify by 2 again, I have this one. So it's 8 over 100, right? 8 over 100. So it's the same as 0.08 kilometers square. 0.8. I want to get to the meter square, so I complete with these zeros, right? So this is okay. No, it's wrong. Sorry, because I did 60, right? Didn't do the division correctly. It's 0.64 divided by 8. So I multiply by 100. 64 over 800. 32 over 400. 16 over 200. 8 over 100. Yeah, it's right.